Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. Imagine a cricket player signs a contract with a franchisee. Suddenly the franchisee refuses to pay, or a football player fails a doping test and gets banned. Who decides what is right or wrong? This is where sports law comes in. Sports today is not just a game, it's a multi-billion-dollar industry involving contracts, sponsorship, broadcasting rights, player transfers, disciplinary actions, and disputes. In this video, we will understand what sports law is and why sports law matters and how it operates in India and around the world. So what is sports law? Sports law is not a single law passed by the parliament. Instead, it is a combination of different legal principles that apply to sports. These include contract law, labor law, intellectual property rights law, competition law, constitutional law, and the National Sports Governance Act and National Anti-Doping Amendment Act are the recent developments in the Indian sports law. Few of the examples of application of law in sports includes when some cricketer signs an endorsement deal with a company, contract law applies, and when the IPL sells broadcasting rights, media and intellectual property law applies, and when an athlete challenges a selection decision, administrative and constitutional law may apply. Therefore, sports law is an intersection of many legal disciplines within the sports industry. But why sports law is important? Sports has evolved into a major business sector. The key reasons why sports law is important: firstly, to protect athletes. Athletes need protection against unfair contracts, discrimination, harassment, and non-payment of salaries. Second, maintaining a fair play. That is the rule against doping, match fixing, and corruption to ensure integrity in sports. Third, resolving disputes. That is the conflicts arise regarding team selection, player transfer, sponsorship agreements, and prize money, and sports law provides mechanisms to resolve these disputes. Fourth, protecting commercial interest. Sports organizations invest heavily in branding, broadcasting, and sponsorship, and legal protection helps safeguard these investments. And the major areas of sports law are contracts, because contracts govern relationships between players and teams, coaches and clubs, and sponsors and athletes. For example, an IPL player signs a contract for a season. The contract specifies salaries, duties, termination clauses, conduct requirement, and secondly, doping regulations. Athletes are prohibited from performance enhancing substances, and WADA and NADA are the organizations which are involved in regulating doping. The consequences of doping may include suspension and disqualification of athlete. Thirdly, intellectual property rights. Sports organizations own valuable intellectual property, for example, team logos, tournament names, and broadcast content. And unauthorized use may result in legal action. And intellectual property rights help to protect these intellectual properties in the form of trademarks and copyrights. Fourth, disciplinary matters. Sports bodies regulate player conduct, which includes issues such as on-field misconduct, corruption, violence, and betting violations, and penalties for these matters can include fines and suspension. India does not have a comprehensive sports law act, but recent developments through the National Sports Governance Act is one of the major milestones in the legal framework of Indian sports law. Sports governance is managed through Ministry of Youth Affairs and Sports, that is responsible for the sports policy and development, whereas sports federations such as Board of Control for Cricket in India and All India Football Federation, these organizations create and enforce rules for their sports. Indian courts can also intervene when fundamental rights are violated, sports bodies act unfairly, or when disputes require judicial review. Also, the sports law tribunals are recommended in the National Sports Law Governance Act to deal with these sport-specific matters. When it comes to international sports law, there are many sports disputes which are resolved internationally. These important institutions include Court of Arbitration for Sport, which is also called as Supreme Court of Sport, World Anti-Doping Agency, FIFA, International Olympic Committee, and to summarize, I would say sports law is where sports meets justice, whether it's player contract, doping cases, sponsorship agreements, broadcasting rights. or disciplinary actions, sports law plays a crucial role in ensuring fairness and integrity in sports. And if you want to learn sports law from scratch, you can subscribe to this channel and you can comment below with your favorite sport and tell me what sports or topic you would like me to cover next. Thank you.